Hey everybody, this is Koshki, and today I'd like to review my PvZ strategy, my Chargelot Immortal 2-base Allin. This has been one of the builds that has brought me a lot of success in LOTV, and I know I've had a couple requests to share it, so here we go. The opener for this build is pretty normal. We do the 14 pylon into 16 gate, 16 gas, you know, and then into Nexus sort of opener, but I'll go over that again as the time comes. So now we're going to about 16 supply. Once this pylon finishes, we will be putting down our gateway. So we have our 16 gate, and then we will be getting our 16 gas as well. Interesting note here that you'll probably see is that I am not probe scouting, nor will I ever be scouting. This goes for Orbital and Dusk. These are the maps I do not scout on when I do this build. However, maps like Ruins of Ceres and Lairlac and Alrena, I do indeed scout. And in fact, on Alrena, I scout after Gateway, just because you really don't want to play blind PvZ on that map. So we do feed our probes now into our assimilator. We don't put them all in at once. This is so we can get our Nexus out as fast as possible. I get my Nexus on 20 supply, so we'll be putting that down now, and then after this I cut probes just slightly so I can get my Cybercore down at 20 as well. Getting the Cybercore down is pretty important, so I like to get that ASAP, and then I start my probe production again. So at 21 supply now, I will be getting my second assimilator, and then at 22 supply, I will be getting my next pylon. I like to put this pylon somewhere that's not easily scouted, as this is where I will be hiding my tech. And interesting note, this pylon finishes about the same time as your Cybercore, so it's kind of your cue. When this pylon finishes, put down your Robo, and put it down now. It's very important to get your Robo down as fast as you can. So here we are, we're going to be putting down our Robo. After we get our Robo, we will be getting our Mothership Core. After Mothership Core, we get a Zealot. We put it in our wall on hold position. And then after Zealot, we get Warpgate. So once the Cybercore finishes, in order of importance, it does go Robo, Mothership Core, Zealot, Warpgate. Another interesting thing to know is that I don't like to fully wall until I move out. I feel like fully walling very early in the game really tips off your opponent to the fact that you're all-inning, so be very careful if you plan on doing that. Our Robo is about to finish, and also we keep up the probe production at all times now. Robo is about to finish, so now we get our Warp Prism out as fast as possible, and we Chrono it. We always have a Chrono on this Robo now. And after that Warp Prism, once we have the minerals and the gas, we build our Twilight Council. So Twilight Council after Warp Prism. We continue to make our probes now, and just continue, like, until we hit 16 probes on minerals. We never get these gases at the Nat. Only in the main do we ever have gases. So now that this Warp Prism is finished, we make our Immortal, and right after we make our Immortal, we make our next Pylon. This Pylon will be made at around 44 supply, and it is very important to put this down also as fast as you can, as you will probably get supply blocked if you do not. Once this Twilight Council finishes, you start Charge, and you Chrono it as well. It is important to go Immortal and then Charge, just so your timings will be on. Also, scouting can be your worst enemy. If your opponent knows what is going on, they can prepare for this. The sooner they scout, the worse off you'll be, so make sure you take care of Overlords. If it has to be by Overcharge, then do it, because you do not want him to know what you're doing. After your first Immortal has popped, you want to immediately build your second Immortal. After you've built your second Immortal, you want to make your gateways. You want a total of 8 gateways. So after your first gateway, you build 7 more. So you see me now placing all the rest of my gateways. After I have placed my last gateway, I start to build a few pylons. 3 or 4 pylons as you move out should suffice. I like to wall off my base so as to not have any run-bys bothering me while nothing is at home. I pick up my Immortals, my second Immortal, and I move across the map immediately when it was done. I moved out here at 4:40. That is a very good time. The best time I've had is 4:38, so you can definitely do it by 4:38. I'd say 4:40 though is really what you want to aim for. One thing I did make a mistake with here is that I did move out over some lings that he was scouting with, so he does know this attack is coming. Behind this, I do also like to build a dark shrine. This dark shrine really helps secure a victory, especially if it's looking a little bit iffy. So now I am moving forward with my entire army, even the Mothership Core. And I am warping in some Zealots. Once these Zealots are finished warping in, I move out immediately. Hesitation is not your friend here. You want to hit, and you want to hit fast. Put your Immortals on a separate hotkey so you can make sure that they attack the armored units like the roaches, as having them attack lings is really not going to do much for you. And make sure that your army isn't attacking anything like extractors, which can be a little common if you're not watching. And yeah, this build, a lot of times when you do it, your Zerg opponent does not appreciate it. Just a little bit of a heads up there. Our Dark Shrine is now finished, so if, you know, as if we weren't winning hard enough, now we're going to build DTs. So one nice thing you can do with these DTs, if you see that your opponent really doesn't have detection, you can send them to multiple areas like the main base and the natural base, take out some drones, force him to split his army up. And this will really help your main army too, because his army is a little split and you're dealing some economic damage behind it as well. That's why I really like the DTs. If there is detection out, you can always morph them into Archons and still do just as well. So that is my Chargelot Immortal 2-base all-in. If you have any questions, let me know. And thank you very much for watching.